Hey, how's it going, everyone? It is Draco. We're back with another chapter of Fairy Tale 100 Year Quest, chapter 192, A Greater Threat. And the cover page for this chapter is once again continuing the Dragonized Fire and Flame covers, and this time it is Wed. Honestly, between the two, I think I still like the base version of Wed before he was Dragonized. I just think he looks kind of cooler there, to be honest. And this chapter picks up kind of backpedaling some stuff that happened last chapter. So immediately it gets shown that the villagers that were apparently burned alive last chapter are not dead and they are fine. Which, if you're wondering if Fire and Flame is fully defeated now because they got one-shotted basically last chapter, they are still defeated, but they're at least talking with everyone, because now you have Wed kind of getting up, talking with Natsu, saying it's not over yet, which I'd say it's pretty over for them. Also kind of love how excited Natsu got, like, at the prospect of, like, a round 2 against them. Like, he was so ready for this. Basically, this just devolves into Wed breaking down, realizing that, like, they can't defeat Ignia, and he just ends up crying about it, which basically just has them tell them their whole reasoning for being on the 100-year quest, and that they're determining who's the good dragons and who's the bad dragons, and Ignia will get probably defeated because he doesn't seem to be turning on the good path. You basically have Natsu finishing off this section of the chapter talking about how we're fighting to stay alive and that we're going to protect all of our friends. Basically stuff that he's been repeating in this fight the past couple of chapters, which Wed obviously knows more than them because he's like, yeah, you defeated us, but you still have to defeat the Calamity Bloods. Which is where we cut over to Ignia arriving at his destination, and there's a bunch of eggs there, and he's there when they're starting to hatch. And these are apparently the Calamity Bloods, and you get a full reveal frame of all of them, which these are all actually different dragons, but they also have human forms, which Ignia for some reason gave them all human forms, which is kind of unclear to them as to why at the time. Kind of a super interesting thing if this actually turns out to be true. I saw someone actually post a screenshot that basically all these human forms kind of coincide with a dragon that's already appeared in the series, aka when the Grand Magic Games gate opens. Basically all of these Calamity Bloods kind of coincide with a dragon during that arc. That was just a photo I saw on Reddit. I have no idea if this is actually true or not. Like, this is actually the route that they're going to be going with this. I just think it's kind of a cool thing. It would be also super cool to tie those dragons back into the story. I think probably the most interesting part of their conversation, because most of it's just them talking about them being humans right now, is them talking about Acnologia, that Acnologia was actually defeated by humans, which these dragons must have faced them because they're all like, no freaking way Acnologia got defeated by humans. Apparently them being pushed away for a while and in these eggs and hatching actually did increase their power, and Ignia's recruiting them to tear down the humans, and we gotta scare them because that wouldn't be fun to just immediately destroy them. They want to play with their food a bit. And this is where you get the introduction to every single Calamity Blood and what kind of dragon they are. So you get the Sea Prison Dragon Anchor, the Rock Soul Dragon Earth Build, the Scissor Sound Dragon Scissor Runner, the Life Jail Dragon Levia, and the Earth Mother Dragon Mother Glare. So then we cut back to Team Fairy Tale, and they're just trying to figure out what the heck to do about the villagers and how to turn them back to normal, which is where Lucy comes in clutch, because since they defeated their Lacrima, all the villagers there turned back to humans, so they're like, well, we gotta go find Alderon's Lacrima and probably they'll turn back to normal. Kind of a funny thing as they're trying to figure out whether they should go after Alderaan or what their next plan is here. Natsu smells, Gajiel, Mira, Juvia, all of them showing up, and he's like, oh, they got it, we don't gotta go help them. I love the corner of the bottom panel, that like gray, when he brought up Juvia, he's like, Juvia's here, like, man, this chick is stalking me. In the final page of this chapter, instead of going after Alderaan, Natsu decides to have them all go fight Ignia because they gotta go settle this right here, right now. And with that is the end of this chapter, so my thoughts. I do really like the idea of these Calamity Bloods being the dragons during the Grind Magic games when they go through the Eclipse portal. Very cool, because actually the dragon designs really do match up with them. It's actually kind of crazy if they don't actually turn out to be those dragons, because dang dude, the designs kind of line up for a human form. Thought it was kind of lame to backpedal on killing the villagers, because we can't have Fire and Flame be too evil, which I'm sure that Fire and Flame, since seems like Ignia kind of turned on them and they're kind of just there out of obligation, will probably join Fairy Tail in fighting him, especially since Wed seemed to be crying about it. Overall, not too much was happening in this chapter besides just introducing a couple new characters and just kind of setting up more of the final battle. So what are your guys' thoughts? Leave it in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and this is Drago signing out.